Starting the recording. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Direct Recap Show. That's right. There are 2 in 2 weeks. Oh, my goodness. What is happening? I am your host, Corey Dirrig. Alongside me, though, not that retro code because he's working. But you know her, you love her, the mad pharmacist herself, Stephanie Klimov joins me. Hello, Stephanie.
Hello. Ride or die Nintendo fans, and we shall channel Ed's spirit here because we can't do this without him.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird not doing this with Ed, but also, you know.
Yeah, and I'm not going to even try to mimic that energy because no one else can.
You can't, right? I mean, you just can't. You can't.
I would just look silly.
I mean, well, to be fair, Ed looks silly, but he can pull it off. And well.
We love you, Ed. We wish you were here, and I know we'll talk about this direct at some point.
Yeah.
Just not this second. So.
Yeah, definitely. So Nintendo decided to drop a partner direct, focusing on third-party games. As of this morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Pacific. It was 25 minutes focusing on third-party games and some smaller, it seemed like smaller indies or announcing some indies coming soon. Overall, Stephanie, I want to get your opinion. I thought this was a very expected direct is the best way I can say it. Nothing was a big surprise. I think a lot of it was expected or rumored. I think from the rumors I've been following, the only game that wasn't shown here was the Batman collection, which has been rumored for a while. But overall, I saw about 4 or 5 things I'm going to pick up, but also nothing too unexpected.
I think you nailed it right on the head. I mean, I'm sure a lot of Nintendo fans are pretty pissed off by it, but if people set their expectations correctly, this was like you said, a very expected direct. There wasn't anything that was a shock and awe type of announcement, but I would kind of expect that from maybe their primary or major direct, like with their first party, which I now am convinced will be saved for the fall or something. Or maybe there'll be those game-specific minis that will continue to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm not upset. I'm not disappointed. This comes up just about 1 week of the Xenoblade direct. But it was okay. I have a couple that I'll be buying for sure,
Yeah, I mean, I still expect a kind of, it might be a direct mini, right? Like, I mean, they've done first party direct minis as well. I still expect maybe one of those, but I think we're definitely going to get a Splatoon specific direct. I think we're going to get a Pokemon direct at some point. Because there's still some rumored first party games like the Metroid Prime trilogy remaster, which is now supposedly 3 separate games, which is kind of interesting. That is supposedly coming out this fall, the first game, the rumored Fire Emblem game that's done, some sort of Zelda port. Those are 3 kind of really major games that are heavily rumored and heavily discussed by insiders that are just done and waiting. But we're not here to talk about that. As much as I would love to kind of talk about rumors and speculation.
And, love it.
But we're here to talk about the third-party stuff. Stephanie, what caught your eye in this direct?
So I found that there were some titles by Devolver and Annapurna because I'm just a big fan of. And the first was Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, which is a weird title, but it is a suspense action puzzle game. There's murder, deception, and intrigue. It's got that black and white aesthetic with splashes of red and pink. Developed by, I believe, Simogo, and Annapurna is the publisher. So that just kind of right up my alley. Unfortunately, it did get one of the more vague release dates. As a reminder, they say that everything announced is going to be released like in the next 12 months, so to speak. So it'll release sometime in 2023. So who knows? But I got my eye on this game.
Yeah, I there's definitely something interesting going on with that game because it definitely switches between modern and I would say early like PlayStation 1 style graphics at some point in that trailer, which was really weird to see that it's weird to see indie games come out with that aesthetic. Uh
Like they're intending to do it. I'm like,
yeah, and
okay,
it's like
interesting
I mean,
choice.
I get, pixel art stuff. That stuff is kind of timeless in a way, especially like 16 and 32-bit pixel art, but like I mean, I guess it's if you want to do that, then uh, good on you, I guess. But it's not the whole game. Obviously, there was just a little section in the trailer where there was, some PlayStation remnants in there.
Yeah, and I mean, most of the times when I see trailers like this that are very vague, and obviously it's not so much gameplay or not a ton of gameplay, you kind of wonder where is it in development, and B, is it going to be any good? I guess the reason why I'm still gonna keep tabs on it is because Annapurna tends to select and put out decent games, so I have faith and trust in them. They haven't broken that trust yet,
Hmm.
so that's one of the ones. How about you?
I mean, I think the big one for me would be Persona 5 is coming. Uh,
Yes.
I played a lot of Persona 4 on the Vita when I had one, and it was uh, a really interesting kind of RPG mixed with kind of relationship simulator type thing. And I just, I know it's coming to Xbox Game Pass and stuff like that, but I just feel like I would get a lot more out of it if I was playing on the Switch because of the handheld mode and just my the again the flexibility of the Switch is gonna a game that I would theoretically get for free with my subscription on Game Pass. They're gonna get us some $60 out of me because I want to play it portably. Uh,
Well, here's the thing that I really wasn't sure and I want to get your thoughts about it, especially since these will be available on Game Pass. So technically, Persona 5 Royale is going to be the first one to become available, and Persona 4 Golden and Persona 3 Portable will be released later, but they're all going to be sold separately. So can you
hmm
imagine three separate Persona games, each at $60 each, for example,
hmm
whereas you can play all three games on Game Pass? Like, does I I guess it's no surprise, but I am a little disappointed. Like, why not make it a pack, guys? Even if you have to sell the pack at a higher price.
Yeah, but I mean it's the same reason why we just kind of discussed the Metroid trilogy being turned into three
Yeah.
separate games too, right? They know they can get away with it and people will buy it. Although I've heard that this is not the best version of Persona 3. Uh,
Oh.
there's the Fez version of Persona 3. This is more of a kind of I don't know if watered down is the right word, but I know like they do more of like a visual novel style animation uh style in this game other than like just kind of cutscene style thing that 4 and 5 have. Uh, but I'm more interested in 5 really.
Mhm.
I played a lot of Persona 4 Golden and it was fun. I don't know if I want to go back, and I definitely don't want to play the inferior version of a game if there's a
Right.
better version out there, especially because Fez is available on PlayStation platforms natively as a
Mhm.
PlayStation 2 game. Uh, so if you have a PlayStation 4 or 5, you can actually go buy it right now, I think for like $20, the Fez version, which is the ultimate version of that game. Uh,
Okay.
so yeah, I mean, there's definitely things to think about. Five, Persona 5 for sure. Persona 4 is a maybe, which turns into a probably, which turns into yes.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean that was the big one. I think not just me, but I think everybody was waiting for.
Oh yeah, I think this was one of the next to one that I know we'll probably talk about, probably like the top two or three that were announced in the entire Direct Mini.
Hmm.
And I know people, were hoping and expecting it there, and I think it was a good way to end the Direct.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's
Mhm.
you gotta save your biggest game for last.
Um, the next one for me, I already mentioned Devolver Digital, so I'll just go with them next, and that's Return to Monkey Island. I just know that a lot of people were anticipating this release. I like the art style. I just love that type of adventure, and I'm again a big Devolver Digital fan. This also had a very vague date. It just says sometime this year. So I think it's going to be available on Switch and PC.
Yeah, did you ever play the original ones?
I have not. That's why, like, my friend was talking about, oh, there's this game that they're gonna make a new one, Return to Monkey Island. So like, that's why I want to jump
Yeah,
on this train now.
there's the first two are actually on Xbox as backwards compatible games. They're XBLA games. I think they're like $15 a piece.
Oh, nice.
And they're very beautifully animated. It's a different art style than this game. This art style didn't do a lot for me just because I've seen what they did with the remasters of the original games. But
Okay.
I think those original games are definitely worth going back to if you're excited for this one. I wonder if they'll ever release those games on another platform since Devolver seems to have the license to this game now.
Right, because I'm like, I don't think this would be the first time. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I didn't see its history with Devolver, so okay. I might have
Yeah.
to play the original on Xbox before this
Well,
game, just so I can have
well,
some context.
these games used to be LucasArts games, so
Oh,
they're
really?
owned by like the Star Wars people, and the co-founder of that studio obviously is at Double Fine now, Tim Schafer, and the I always forget the other guy's name. I gotta look it up
You're on your
because
own there.
I'm just my brain is kind of fried today, but creator. Sorry,
Yeah, no
everybody. This
worries.
is great audio.
You only have
Uh,
COVID. I mean, you should be functioning at full capacity.
yeah, it's fine. I can't, I can't find it. It's fine.
It's okay.
But yeah, I mean, these games were definitely great PC adventure games at the time and beloved. So, highly recommend checking out those old games if you're excited for this one.
Yay! What else are you excited for?
Um, I think one that we're both excited for, and I think a lot of Boss Rush is excited for, is Mario
Yep.
Rabbids 2. Bowser's playable character. Great. I
Yep.
mean, it's just that game is so interesting and special in ways that you just don't expect. Like, everybody thinks of the Rabbids as these annoying kind of minion ripoffs, right? And
Hmm.
they're just dumb and stupid, and they made them charming in a way that you just weren't expecting, right? And to mix it with Mario, with laser blasters, with XCOM style gameplay, and then you have the Donkey Kong DLC, which was also really good. Like this game was just awesome, and I know everybody was waiting for a sequel, and I'm glad that we're getting one. Um,
Yeah, this was a pleasant surprise, and I definitely was expecting to hear about it because I was almost worried this would be delayed because I don't think we heard anything about it for the longest time, and it was
yeah,
announced last year.
yeah,
Um, and I'm particularly excited because, you could tell by just like the font and the new Rabbid Rosalina that it has a lot of Mario Galaxy influence on it, which is one of my personal favorite 3D Mario titles. I think another aspect of this Sparks of Hope game is you can move your character around before you attack. And yes, I'm very excited to have Bowser as part of my team. So I am all for this. It comes out
October
20th.
20th. Yes. There's also like a little bit of an art style change. It's very subtle, but it definitely works. Has more of a almost like a Rayman art style in the environments. Just kind of not necessarily painted, but it definitely has like a painted aesthetic to it. There's some parts in the trailer that you can see it very dominantly. Like there's a part where I think Mario hops over a log with the
Uh,
Rabbids, and you definitely see it there. So I'm very excited. This game is
Good point.
really. I think this game's going to be great because I think it's going to be the Ubisoft thing where like the first one is good, and definitely a surprise, but the second one is like an all-time great, right? Like Assassin's Creed 2,
Mm,
uh, that kind of stuff. Splinter Cell, Pandora Tomorrow, and you just think of Ubisoft and their sequels are always just something.
yeah. And can I just say, it was just beautiful looking, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because I wouldn't expect a game like this for me to have to comment on how gorgeous it looks. Like I'm excited to play this handheld on my OLED
Yeah.
because these colors are gonna bleep and pop. Sorry, I don't know if this is supposed to be a.
What's another game you're excited for?
All right, I think I'm going with more of the smaller titles. I don't know why, but Blanc,
Because that's you.
Blanc. I think it's Blanc. Yep, because it's me. I love me my indies. This just looks so beautiful. It's a hand-drawn, oh, another black and white adventure game featuring two unlikely allies. I believe it's a deer and like a fox wolf type creature. There's no text. And both we play as either creature with their own unique abilities. So as you can guess, you can maneuver them around and get to the next place and survive in the wilderness. There is an online co-op feature, so you can always play with a friend, which I might not utilize because I have no friends. Blanc releases first to the Switch, so it's going to be like a temporary console exclusive, February 2023. So I will be sure to be getting this game.
Cool. So I guess like a game that I've been really looking forward to coming to the Switch. It's been rumored since and shout out to Galatrad who kind of called this in 2019. NieR Automata
Mm.
is coming to Switch, and it's a game I've always been vaguely interested in, but I never like it was on Game Pass, and I went to play it at one point, and then I just got sucked up into something else. And by the time I got back to it, it had left Game Pass. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna spend the $60 here. But I think it's a game that people talk really highly of, especially on multiple playthroughs and
Hmm.
whatever. And so I think I'm gonna try it out. It seems interesting, like a dystopian kind of Android future.
Yep.
Also, a lot of fan service, I guess you would say, in this game,
Mm.
which is
Typical,
take it or leave it, I guess. But uh, yeah, I just think the concept is super interesting, and when you play through the game again, right, it's a different. You see it from a different point of view, and then you play through it like a third time from a different point of view, and then you find out the whole story unfolds through these multiple playthroughs to where it's actually not another playthrough; it's just part of the story. So,
nice. Looked
uh,
interesting. I'm not
yeah,
sure if I'll be getting it, but I have some time to think about it.
yeah. I mean,
One game,
I don't know if it'll be
but
a day one for me, but
yeah.
it's definitely one of those that I'm going to keep an eye on at least.
Mhm. A game that I'm going to keep my eye on, that I was convinced. At first, I was lukewarm about it, but after today, even though I did not see the treehouse, I want to play Live Alive. And what got me is there is a demo that dropped today. You can play the first three chapters, and if you do like it and you buy the game, the save data will actually transfer. So
Nice.
I'm now on board with this game. I know Ed was excited about Live Alive. Like I could just hear him laughing and clapping his hands and being all excited for this.
Yeah, I could. He's been talking about that game for I don't know however long it's been announced.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. And the rest were kind of like, maybes.
Hmm.
A shout out to, Laron about how they got more Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, which this isn't a critique, but I was surprised they opened with that again because they opened a previous direct with Monster Hunter. So I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
again? I mean, not a bad thing, but I'm like, all right, well, could have shaken it up a little bit. They showed another beefy trailer with gameplay, but the takeaway for that was the free title updates. So Capcom, Nintendo released a roadmap, and the first update will be in August, where you can get additional. Well, not get, you fight additional rare species, special creatures, and a new location. 3 out of the 4 updates will be released this year.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, there's not too much left for me here. Like, I think Sonic Frontiers looks interesting.
Hmm.
Uh, just because Sonic is always interesting. If not, if it's not a good game, at least it's interesting. I guess something to talk about. Um, I know they showed No Man's Sky and Plague Tale Requiem, which is the cloud version.
A
Blech,
cloud
gross.
version.
Um,
Mm-mm.
I mean that game. That whatever. Cloud versions. Just go. Why even bother? That's
Yeah.
my take. Why even bother?
Yeah.
So,
So it's like, oh, well, now I know what platform I'm not playing that game on. No offense.
right.
Just
Uh,
not doing it.
yeah. Especially since it's coming to Game Pass day one. Like, why even waste your money?
Exactly.
um,
We'll
although,
spend our money on something else.
yeah, I do want to give a big shout out to the Mega Man Battle Network and the Super Bomberman stuff, though, because we talked a little bit about Bomberman the other day, uh, and how Super Bomberman R was actually surprisingly good at the launch of the Switch, and then to see Battle Network come back with what, like 10 games, I think they said 9 or 10 games. Just man, people are really excited for Battle Network.
Yeah, for sure. Um, so what do you think? Should I just like run through this list now, or is there anything else you want to talk about? Because I
Yeah,
think we hit all the.
yeah. Just we'll just run through the list real quick. Again, the direct was about 25 minutes long. You can go back and watch it if you want. But Stephanie wrote uh, a great piece on what was announced and with trailers and pictures and all kinds of good stuff on bossrush.net. So if you want to just run down the list.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people weren't just readily available within 24 hours notice of Nintendo tweeting it, and 6 o'clock in the morning for us for West Coast people. But yeah, it's a recap on bossrush.net. So if you don't have time to watch it, yeah, you can just scroll and learn. So again, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak opened. We already discussed that, and the first free title update arrives in August. I can't even pronounce it, and Laurent's gonna have to school me on this tomorrow. Seething basil geese,
Yep,
basil geese,
bagel juice.
bagel juice.
I
There
don't
you
know.
go.
I don't know. I can
Lorelei
hear
and
him being super angry. I hope
oh
he
yeah,
doesn't watch this before the podcast tomorrow night.
yeah, we won't hear the end of it. Lorelei and Laser Eyes 2023. All the classics, right? You just mentioned Super Bomberman R2, Mega Man Battle Network Legacy, Pac-Man World Repack. That should be interesting. He arrives August 26th. Blanc in February 2023. Return to Monkey Island, I mentioned this year. We already talked about Mario plus Rabbids. We had a something for everyone montage. So it's Little Noah, Scion of Paradise, a roguelike action game now available. Railgrade, a railroad management sim releasing in the fall. RPG Time, The Legend of Wright, releases August 18th. Sonic Frontiers this holiday. Disney Dreamlight Valley, which at first I was super intrigued by, but learned it was a free to play game, and I'm very suspicious of it. It will hit early access Nintendo Switch September 6th, Live Alive July 22nd. Doraemon Story of Seasons, Friends of the Great Kingdom. If you love Doraemon and you like farming sims, you'll be able to enjoy this later this year. Minecraft Legends, which was first announced on the Xbox Showcase, was also displayed here. Couple of Square Enix titles. We already talked about NieR Automata, the end of the Yorha edition. Dragon Quest Treasures, which is a spin-off of the Dragon Quest franchise, releases December 9th. And Harvestella, a new farming sim game for November 4th. Fire Emblem Warriors Three Hopes are now out. No Man's Sky is October 7th. We already talked about A Plague Tale Requiem Cloud version, October 18th. And Captain Velvet Meteor, The Jump Plus Dimensions, July 28th. Oh, and this is kind of a big deal. Portal, the companion collection, is available today.
And it's
For this,
super cheap. Did you see it? It's like $13.49.
that is a steal. Makes up for all the other really expensive games.
I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I hated Portal.
Oh, I'm not getting it. That's it. We're getting a 1-star review.
I know.
Someone's gonna tell
It's
us.
fine.
Yeah. And
Anyways,
that wraps it up. We talked about Persona. So that is our recap for Nintendo Direct Mini. I thought it was all right, you know?
Yeah.
My wallet is relieved. Like I'm not here pre-ordering every single game available.
Yeah. I think like I said earlier, everything was totally expected. I think the one rumor I heard, or everything that showed up today was rumored. The only rumored game that I didn't see show up today was the Batman Arkham Collection, uh, which I think, whatever. I think that those games are great, but also if you haven't played them at this point and you have one of the other consoles, like I don't know if you're gonna play them. You know what I mean? Like
Right. So much time has passed. It's like, all right, well,
that first game though is so good. I think the first game in Arkham Origins is also very good, but not part of the
I'll be
collection.
honest with you, like there was no reason, like no proof that it was going to be on this direct, but I was kind of hoping for either more Silk Song because they had Minecraft Legends, like games that were present in previous showcases not too long ago, and maybe Tunic. So maybe I was a little hopeful for that, but I mean, again, I'm not cranky about it. I just wish.
I bet we get an indie direct though. I mean, yeah, there were indie games shown in this, but I bet we get an indie direct that's kind of like, hey, here are the indies that are coming, and you're gonna see Silk Song and Tunic and all these other games that you want on your Switch because why not? You know, I really
Yeah.
because there's like 3 or 4 major indie games out right now that aren't on Switch yet and
Yeah.
are on another platform at some point at somewhere. What was the game? This game that this studio that Heart Machine, the studio that did Hyper Light Drifter, their second game is on PlayStation and it's rumored to be coming to Switch at some point.
Goodness, our brains are not functioning tonight. I'm like, I can't think
Well,
of the title
to be fair, this is the fourth or third podcast we've recorded today.
in a row.
So, uh, yeah, Solar Ash. That's it.
Oh,
Was the game.
Solar Ash. Okay.
Yeah. So
Which, by the way, Dinosaur Machine podcast reviewed Solar Ash. Check out Dinosaur Machine
yeah,
podcast. They're great.
they are great. But that's I think that's gonna wrap it up. Stephanie, thank you for joining me tonight on this Nintendo Direct recap show. Remember, you can find the Direct recap show after every Direct at some point within the next 24 hours, where we break down, talk about what we're excited for, and all that good stuff. Check out check out Stephanie's recap of the Direct Mini on bossrush.net. You can find Stephanie at Klimov _author. You can find me at I am Corey in HD. I want to thank everybody for watching. Remember to catch Nintendo Power Block every Wednesday on your podcast of choice and Expansion Pass as well on Sundays. And we will see you next time on the Direct Recap Show. Goodbye, everybody.